Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims 4 update video. So, they've finally released the 20-minute long gameplay demo as presented by SimGuru Graham and SimGuru Ryan. So, that's what I'll be talking about today. So, really cool stuff. Let's get right into this. So I'm gonna skip over the cast part, it wasn't really that important. But then we see the loading screen. So, yeah, it's kind of plain in my opinion. The animation of the Plumbob is very nice, but I wished it wasn't just a white background, maybe like a gradient or something, just to give it a little bit more flavor. So the very first thing that they go over once they get into the game is that Sim Ryan is very angry, as you can tell by the UI. He is steaming mad. The bros wouldn't be indignant towards each other apparently, and stuff like that. So how do you vent such anger? You do sit-ups of fury in the middle of the park. While the Graham Sim just stands by watching, not giving a care. One thing I picked up on is when they switched between each sim, there was like a little sort of jingle that would help indicate what mood the sim that you just switched to, how their mood is. With SimGuru Ryan, it was a bit more ominous sounding since he was really angry, and then with SimGuru Graham, it sounded a little bit lighter since he was energized. Here they go over the different interactions that are available when Sims are in certain moods. So as you can see with SimGuru Graham, he can enthuse about interest, give pep talk, and give a hip bump as well. And those are indicated in green, so yeah, those are obviously because he's energized. And here I love this pirate ship that the kids can play on. So even though this is just a base game, it doesn't mean it's going to be all limited to modern and just blah looking stuff. It's going to be a variety of objects, which is great. And here they start scrolling around the rest of Magnolia Blossom Park. And oh my goodness, it just looks so pretty, and it is far bigger than any lot we've ever had in The Sims 3. So I think this is the so-called big park that's all one neighborhood that was mentioned by the gurus in the past. And right here, SimGuru Graham actually mentioned that this Mark Henderson sim is a gardener who's picking up the trash. So it does look like we'll have NPCs that help make the lots seem more lively, just like in The Sims 1. And over here you can see some Sims having a picnic. It does look pretty active, and looks like there's lots to do here, including fishing as well. So yeah, I pointed out these fishing signs in the previous video. So it looks like you probably click on those to fish, because I did see that it was highlighted for a split second when SimGuru Graham scrolled over it. So yeah, fishing! So then we scroll around more of this gorgeous park, and we come across a wild apple tree, and SimGuru Graham notes that you can pick up apples off of it, and you can actually plant it in your garden just like in The Sims 3 and build your gardening skill. They also point out that there's some very context-specific situations, like when they're playing chess here, you can debate your game strategy. After that, they prepare to go to the gym, so you actually do have to click a button on the bottom, and then you'll have all these options like travel and travel with, and find a job, amongst other things. So it seems like this might be a pretty good reason as to why cars don't seem to be ownable transportation, is because you just click on that and then you just instantly go to the next lot. So it's like, I guess they just thought, oh, no point having cars right in the beginning. But I still hope they do bring cars back, because it's still like a big part of your Sim's character. If your Sim has like made it and it has a huge mansion and stuff, they should have a couple of fancy sports cars too, right? So yeah, hopefully in expansion cars get brought back. So when they bring up the actual travel with dialogue, I want to draw to your attention to some familiar faces. So you can see Nancy Landgrab, Dina Caliante, and Katrina Caliante? Is it just Nina renamed? Because she's a redhead, obviously, but I don't know, that's kind of interesting. And here you can get a quick glimpse of what community lots are in The Sims 4, including the library, the gym, the nightclub, the museum, and the lounge. So once the Guru Sims go to the gym, they have them start working out, and since SimGuru Ryan Sim is still really angry, he is noticeably putting a lot more effort into his workout than SimGuru Graham Sim is. So you can really see he is just working like no tomorrow. They scroll around the gym a little bit, and there's another familiar face, Don Lothario. Wow, he looks really different. I wouldn't have recognized him if they hadn't hovered over him. But I guess it's because we all go through different fashion senses in our lives. Like, we won't have the same fashion sense 10 years from now, or 10 years ago. They then have a sim come over and mentor Simguru Ryan's sim and help build his athletic skill even faster, and very quickly, combined with his angry emotion, he gets to level 4 of the fitness skill. So it's called fitness, interesting. Here I want to point out the menu tree because I actually noticed that Mischief and Mean are two different sections, which is good because you might not always want to prank someone and become enemies with them, so it is good that they made that distinction between the two. So just as they're about to show off the gallery mode, this interesting thing flashes by. They don't talk about this at all, but The Sims 4 Premium. Yeah, that's right, EA went there. So yeah, looks like there's 3 packs, so you can throw a costume party, camp in the great outdoors, and toast to the new year in style. So it sounds like by the content that would be included here with the spooky costume party in the new year, this will probably come out for everybody in late October or in November. But then if you buy this premium pack, then maybe you'll get it in early October or something like that. That's what it sounds like, since they are promising early access with this. And since they say that you can become a premium member to get early access, well, I guess this is not going to be a one-time thing for the launch of the base game or whatever. This is probably going to be spread out throughout its lifespan, which, I don't know, it just looks like yet another marketing stunt to pull in more money. So yeah, I can imagine a lot of people are going to be hating this. So here they start scrolling through the gallery, and you might notice that some of them have a distinct desert background, so it looks like some of the homes on the gallery already are originally made in Oasis Springs. So one very interesting thing they do is they replace their existing house with a house from the gallery, and it takes about 5 seconds and the new home just plops itself down, replacing the other one completely. So yeah, that's a really interesting feature, and it's very fast compared to The Sims 3. They do a very similar thing with an individual room as well, so they plop that down and unfortunately get rid of the very nice barbecue area, and it gets replaced with the new room. Gurus decide that it's time for the bros to have a party, so yeah, the party system looks very, very good compared to the previous games. You can have a house party or a dinner party, and there's probably a wedding party option available if you're playing as an engaged couple. And then you can actually assign different Sims to be a host or a mixologist or the caterer or just a regular guest or an entertainer as well. So yeah, it looks like there's a lot of structure this time around with the party. And then at the last step, you can also choose to have it at home or at any other lot you want in the neighborhood. But just before the party starts, they decide to download Ollie Perdue from the gallery, who you may remember from a previous trailer, and have him merged into the household. He's even dressed up for the party already. And when they click on the jukebox, you can see what genres are included in the base game. So there's classical, pop, alternative, and retro. So yeah, that's quite interesting. What the retro station is actually is a bunch of songs returning from The Sims 1, The Sims 2, and The Sims 3. There's actually a list of songs that were found in the demo that you can find on simscommunity.net, so I'll leave a link to that article if you want to see the full list of stuff. You may have already noticed it by now, but you can see in the top left corner there's a little goal system with the parties. So yeah, that should make parties a lot more eventful since you have goals to strive towards. And this also leaves the door open for a dating system to come back at some point in the future, so that would be amazing. So as the party starts, their third member of the household, who you may have seen in the UI the whole time but didn't actually show up, is a certain little dictator that they made sure not to actually say who it was. He came back very angry, so they started having him bake some cupcakes. So just as I hoped, there actually are different cupquakes or cupcakes that you can make, including butterscotchman and red velvet and minty maca, classic vanilla, and some others. So yeah, that's great. It's not just one cupcake that you can make with the Cupcake Factory. However, something goes wrong. The cupcake factory catches on fire, and the dictator gets so scared that he ends up peeing himself. And then Simguru Graham and Simguru Ryan Sims run over, and they find it so hilarious that they die from laughter. And the demo ends. Yeah, how odd. They died of laughter very easily, despite them saying that it won't be that easy. So hopefully it's just because they were doing a demo. Maybe they modded the game or something so that they made sure that they would die from laughter a lot easier to show that off. So don't assume that it will most definitely be like that when we have the game in our hands. Before I end this video though, I'd like to quickly talk about the user interface, or the UI for short. So overall, the UI looks surprisingly simple. It's just strange to me because I'm really used to the UI taking up a lot more of the screen, like especially on the bottom left, but not so much. Now it's very simple looking, just like the buy and build mode UI, and it's gonna take some getting used to, I think, at first, but I think then I'll get used to it. Because yeah, it is just gonna be a bit odd to not have the UI take up a lot of the screen and actually have more of the game itself taking up the screen. So yeah, that covers another Sims 4 update. So thanks to Sims community for that last screenshot there, since I couldn't really get a good screen of the UI in its entirety, and the loading screen picture as well. So just a quick little update, just in case I don't have the time to make a separate video for this. So I will be away on vacation from tomorrow to Sunday until either Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, there will still be a few videos for me during that time, but I just wanted to let you guys know because yeah, I'll be on Twitter a lot less often because of it, and it'll be nice to get away and stuff. And yeah, so if some really big news with The Sims 4 breaks out during that time, which knowing my luck, some will, then that's why I won't have a video talking about it right away. And let's cross our fingers that I will finally have the dang cast demo already after I get back from the vacation. It's really turning into a running joke now. It's just kind of silly how it's like, oh, another day, another disappointment. So yeah, hopefully I can finally get a cast demo video or two to you guys, because I'm just really disappointed in EA, and I really want to provide you guys with some impressions and feedback, but I can't do it because they're choosing randomly. So feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below on what you think about this trailer and some of the cool things that came out of it. And be sure to leave a like, comment, or even subscribe, whatever you feel like doing, because it lets me know that you like my channel and my videos. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, and have a great day.